Hello and welcome. This is Development Stories on Osrc Television. My name is Oyumi Ayinigbara. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has approved the payment of the remaining 3-month salary arrears owed staff of Rufus Giwa Polytechnic Owo, describing the era of percentage salary, a dark and painful chapter in the history of the institution and the state workforce. The Ondo State Governor, while addressing dignitaries and graduates at the 12th to 23rd Combined Convocation Ceremony of the Citadel of Learning, assured workers of his administration's commitment to prompt and full salary payment across all state-owned institutions. Government House correspondent Wahab Ankole reports that the governor had earlier cleared 10 out of the 13 salary arrears inherited by his administration.
The visitor to the Rufus Giwa Polytechnic Owo and Governor of Ondo State, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, was accorded a warm reception on his arrival at the Citadel of Learning for its 12th to 23rd Combined Convocation Ceremony. Students, staff members, parents and other stakeholders were full of joy as their dreams became a reality. Before the Aiyedatiwa administration, the institution last had its convocation ceremony 12 years ago. The carnival-like atmosphere was attended by people from far and near as they celebrated academic excellence. Welcoming dignitaries, the acting rector of the institution, Mr. Olorunwa Adegun, commended the governor's interventions, describing the period before his emergence as difficult.
Special intervention fund was approved and released at different times to reduce the highly embarrassing and humiliating number of months in respect of which workers were owed salary. Your Excellency has broken the 12-year-old no convocation ceremony in chief.
The representative of the institution's governing council, Abubakar Adeola, described the event as the rebirth of academic culture, pledging continued collaboration with the state government to sustain the progress achieved.
As allowed by prevailing circumstances, Your Excellency, I'm able to say that the Institution 12 Governing Council has done its utmost best to stabilize and move the institution forward.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, who restated his dedication to academic excellence in all tertiary institutions across the state, approved the payment of the remaining 3-month salary arrears owed staff of the institution, having earlier paid 10 out of the 13 months arrears inherited by his administration. Aiyedatiwa described the era of percentage salary as a dark and painful chapter in the history of the institution and the state workforce, saying his administration will never allow such hardship to resurface.
Realizing that no meaningful teaching and learning will take place in a tertiary institution where workers are owed humongous salaries, our administration took decisive steps to address the challenge. In 3 separate instances, we approved and released special intervention fund for the payment of these outstanding salaries. And visitor to this great institution that have been revived from ICU to a functional polytechnic with a new culture of education returned, I hereby approve the pending 3-month salaries being owed this institution.
The governor commended the patience and understanding of both students and staff, especially the 3 workers' unions of the Polytechnic, for opting for dialogue instead of strikes, while the government worked on addressing their challenges. He also acknowledged reports of alleged administrative injustices in the past and said the state had begun reviewing such cases to ensure fairness, justice, and equity.
This also informed the earlier directive of the state government for the reopening of the institution's staff schools. The request of the staff school to provide an enabling environment for them for teaching and learning and to ease their movement. By that demand for renovation of their schools, and provision of a bus will also be granted. At the tertiary level,
dispatched to the scene after receiving a distress call. She said the structure, which had previously shown signs of distress, gave way while residents were still inside. As of the time of filing this report, no fewer than 15 people have been rescued with varying degrees of injuries and taken to Federal Medical Center in Ebute Metta and General Hospital in Lagos Island. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NERD, has declared a total comprehensive and indefinite strike beginning on Friday, October 31, 2025, following the expiration of a 30-day ultimatum earlier issued the federal government. NAD President Mohammed Suleiman said the decision was reached after a 5-hour extraordinary National Executive Council (NEC) meeting where members unanimously directed the National Officers Committee to commence industrial action over government's failure to address long-standing demands. Dr. Suleiman accused some element within and outside government of having exploitative plans for resident doctors, vowing that NERD members would collectively resist such attempt. Ahead of the strike, they urged doctors to use the next few workdays to hand over patients responsibly, engage traditional, religious, and community leaders. NERD had commenced a 5-day warning strike on September 12, 2025, but suspended the action within 24 hours following a virtual extraordinary National Executive Council meeting. The All Progressives Congress has dismissed a document circulating on social media purporting to be the party's official timetable for nationwide congresses, describing it as fake and unauthorized. The said timetable during the rounds was titled Draft and contained the schedules for the party's nationwide congresses and other related activities. It also contained prices for the purchase of forms for various positions in the ruling party. In a statement, APC National Publicity Secretary Felix Smoker said it was not responsible for the document currently in circulation. It disregarded the purported schedule of activities as fake news and urged members as well as the public to rely solely on official communication channels for verified information regarding its internal processes. And as development stories coming up next is Portfolio. Please stay with us.